Here are some fitness test results. So we've got the Cooper Run press-up test, 35 metre sprint, vertical jump, hand grip test, and the Illinois agility test. And these all measure different components of fitness. These components of fitness need to be improved for this client. It can be done by frequency, so how often you're training can affect how the training goes. So if you're training once a week, that may not allow your body to improve at all. And also if you're training 7 days a week, this will then not allow for rest, which can lead your body to go in a negative direction. So also the intensity, so how hard you train. So if you're training at a low level, this may not increase as quickly. You may take a long time to get to where you're wanting to be. And obviously if you do too high intensity, it will be hard for your body to actually be able to recover, and you will struggle to increase with that as well. Time is also an important factor, so how long you train for at one time. There's no point training for the whole day because your muscles will fatigue and you won't be training to your best, so it won't help. But also you don't want to be training for 10 minutes a day, as this won't have any effect. And the type of training, so if you're trying to improve on your cardiovascular endurance, there's no point doing weightlifting and things like that, as it's not going to have any relevance towards the specific component of fitness. So for the press-up test, this is measuring muscular strength and endurance. A client did 13 press-ups in a minute, which compared to normative data is a below average score for their age. This does mean that it may affect the affecting your ability to play football, as this is the main sport of the client. Having low muscular strength obviously means that can't push off as quickly, have as much power and speed, and endurance wise it will affect how long you can play for. And obviously a game of football is a long time, and if you don't have high muscular endurance for a football player, if you want to get in a higher league, this is going to be difficult for you. So some recommendations to improve. Due to it being a below average score, you need to try and improve strength, and that will then improve the game. So according to realsimple.com, to improve your strength, you have to opt to achieve optimal muscle tone. This is something you need to maintain within your muscles. So it suggests 20 minutes of strength training exercises 2 to 3 times a week. So this is something that you might want to take into some consideration. And then we have the Cooper Run. So this is measuring your cardiovascular endurance with a result of 2,475 metres. So compared to normative data, this is excellent, which is obviously really good. But if you were to want to improve, so to carry on the game for longer, to allow you to maybe put a bit more effort in or something like that, you need to maybe give a go of some more interesting types of exercise which include cardiovascular endurance. So some people would just go for a run, however this can kind of lose your concentration and you're not as motivated. So as Livestrong say, that if you incorporate a variety of cardio exercises into your weekly schedule, you reduce overuse injuries as well. So if you're always running, it's obviously you're going to get some damage possibly to your legs if you're doing this too often. So by doing other things such as swimming, this will obviously work on different muscles at the same time as using cardiovascular endurance. The vertical jump. So this is a test measuring the component fitness of power. So you jump to 37 centimetres, which compared to normative data is average. This result, it helps you to be able to header a ball or push off quickly, just having that real speed when pushing off. However, as you got average, may need to improve, which will aid you getting higher. So as bodybuilding.com states, lightweight and high rep is something that's really important to improve on power. Something also squats as well, which obviously if you do a lot of repetitions of these will help, especially for the vertical jump, which is a measure of power. But if you increase your vertical jump speed, height, you're going to improve other parts of power. So then 35-meter sprint, which is a measure of speed. So you got 5.72 seconds, which is average, which is obviously good, but your speed may want to increase. So this will allow you to run faster, maybe outrun other opponents, which obviously will benefit you in the game. So runnerworld.com suggests that speed training use an interval program. So something maybe increasing the pace for 1 minute and then recovering is something that they suggest. So this could be done quite regularly, however, not too much, as this can affect obviously fatiguing your muscles. They do need time to rest. Hand grip test. So this is a muscular strength. Your result was 32.8. This is a good score compared to normative data, which means that you have high strength. However, this is just measured in your arms, so it is comparative. So you have probably got high strength in your legs as well, but that's something that needs testing through another test. But on the basis of your arm strength, it's going to help you be able to have stronger muscles which will last longer, but also muscles that can give more power. So bodybuildingagain.com is to increase the strength. So to increase your strength, you need to increase the weight and drop the reps. So the opposite for the other one. So kind of having a reasonable size of reps, and not like 3 or 4, maybe 12 reps, and have a higher weight just to build strength. And when you obviously increase the weight, you need to have fewer reps, otherwise you will get much more fatigued. And finally, the Illinois agility test, you got 18.21, which is an average score. This will help you to dodge and dribble, which is a key part of football. So ways to improve, there's quite a few. Like you could use specialised football agility drills, which include increasing your balance, body control and foot speed. However, you could also do other drills that aren't completely based, so a slow jog or walk between each drill, giving them recovery between these drills. But other things such as going between cones and just having sessions that are based on agility, that just kind of test you on the ability to move around corners or move quickly, as this will help to make you realise how well you're doing, and then you can obviously do the test again to see if your agility is increasing. So from all these tests we've looked at, we are hoping to see a change. So how to improve with this, going back to this, we hopefully after a period of time, you can see that by increasing the frequency, intensity, time and type over the time that you improve. So every time you improve, obviously you increase the intensity and how long you do it for. And also for the type, you can change what you're doing to make it less boring, as we said earlier. So changing it, instead of just running, maybe to swimming or cycling. And also make the drills inventive to kind of allow you this to stop you from being unmotivated. But at the end of this process, you want to be able to see that you have improved. So this will be in ways such as all these tests will improve, but also your strength and your cardiovascular endurance and all the other aspects that we've looked at will increase. So you'll be able to play for longer, you'll be able to play with higher strength and to a better ability.